Now that you've uploaded your flight data and that data has been processed, you will now find that farm here on the inventory page. You can select the farm that you want to see, the site, and the date. It will automatically default to the most recent one. And then all of this data will populate. On the first flight, much of this data, the feed type, the density, will be left blank for you to fill that out. Once you fill that out, the rest of the information, the charts and the graphs and the forecast, will then populate. In this video, I'll be going through that data entry and what each of those fields are. First, you'll notice these filters here as ASVED and dry matter. That relates to the density in which you want to see this report and data. And then you'll see auto forecast and custom forecast here. In another video, I'll be showing you how to use that custom forecast feature. On the total inventory, you'll see today, month end, and year end. If there are 2 or more flights, then the auto forecast will automatically calculate, and then this data will automatically show. And it'll use that forecast to then determine what the inventory values are at today, month end, and year end. You want to enter in data here, customize it, change it. You simply select on the location that you want to edit anywhere within this row. So let's go to bunk 1A. Here you can enter in all the feed information, calculate density, customize forecasts, and view shrink data. I'll get into these at a later video, but for this video, let's go through each one of these feed information data points. Feed type is just the general feed type, corn, silage, haylage, something like that. Specific feed type, there's a number of options here that you can select. And in both of these, you can enter in your own value by pressing on this plus icon, enter that value in, and then hit check mark, and then you'll have that custom value. Feed code is just the identifier of that feed. It does not relate to necessarily the specific feed type, but if you have a custom name for this location or for this type of feed that you don't want necessarily associated with the categorization of feed type or specific feed type, then you can enter in that feed code here. Year cut, just the year that that feed was harvested. The cut number, if that applies, you can select it here. And then in the density, you'll have ASVED, dry matter, and enter in both of these, and then a third value of dry matter percentage will automatically calculate, or you can enter in one of these and then enter in the dry matter, and then the third value will automatically calculate. You want to make sure that this information is filled out correctly, and once you do that, the rest of the information on the dashboard will populate correctly. Once you've entered all this information, hit save. Now you can exit out of this, and then that information will automatically update, and you'll see the confirmation that that has updated successfully. On that first flight, you want to make sure that each one of these are filled out correctly, and then in each consecutive flight, if there is a new location, you want to make sure that new location is also filled out correctly. Any point in time, if you need to go back in here and change these, you can just click on one of these, update that information, and it will automatically update that information for all previous records associated with this specific location or specific feed. Here we have the aerial map. You can just click on that to expand it. You'll see the numbered location associated with the data table, some contours, and just custom splits with these little lines if they're needed. Exit out with this X mark right here. On our inventory table or graph, we can categorize by general feed type or specific feed type, and just toggle that back and forth to see those differences if they apply. There will not be a specific feed type that needs to be categorized, in which there will be no difference between these two charts. Our forecast here shows the forecast data by both feed type and location. You can split those out to go into more detail, and then also select on each individual location or each individual feed type, highlight that, and see the history as well as the date that that's forecasted to. Here's our per day use chart. This is partly the basis for how the forecasts are created. We determine the average use per day, and that's what we show here. This is a good way to track trends to see if values are typical, if they spike up or down, and then be able to dig into that some more. You can also view this by feed type and location, just to forecast. And finally, we have our download PDF button right here. If you want to download this report as a PDF, you can click that and download as a basic report, which will just have the aerial image and the table we have here. Or you can download it as a detailed report, which will include these graphs as well.